What's going on, guys? This is Trent from No Nut Clarity, back with another video. This time I'm going to talk about being unapologetically yourself. So let me start by talking about how most of the time we know about the mask that we have to put on throughout the day or throughout our lives where, say you're in the library and you have to be pulling a mask of like pretending you're quiet and that you have to kind of just act civilized because you're in a public space or in a public space that requires silence for the most part. Or better yet, when you're at work and you have to put on your best happy impression to make sure customers are satisfied because you're getting paid to do that. You can't, for example, I'm guilty of this, sprint through an office hallway and expect not to get in trouble. Thankfully, I didn't got something fast. But, you know, we have to put on a mask daily in order to get through certain parts of our life. And typically we call that more so like etiquette or social etiquette. I can't even fucking spell etiquette, I don't think. But where like etiquette or social masks become a problem is when it starts interfering with who we are as a person and we keep that mask on in situations where we should be able to just be ourselves and just be comfortable with that. And so that mask we put on ends up being us. And one of the biggest problems with that too is that putting on that mask usually ends up making us societally acceptable. Like we suddenly become the person that everybody wants us to be, the people that they say we should be in order to be around certain areas. Like even in situations where like we're with friends and we should be able to be ourselves, we would just put on this fake persona to appease them, like do things that make them happy. Like say you come off as like the hype man and you're only known for being hype and always smiling. I'm a perfect example of that because a lot of my friends know me as a guy who never does not smile and is only hype. And it's funny because I ended up becoming a roommate two of my friends who knew me like that, and then the moment like I had to like rest and was just on my computer, just chilling, just being myself, they literally came into my room and was like, "Are you okay? You're kind of quiet." I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm not loud all day. Like I have me time to just kind of just wind down. Like I can be calm, surprise, surprise. I can just chill, be me, and still be hyped, but also in a way where it's like it's more comfortable, where I could just not force it out and have to be that guy to always try to raise everybody's spirits up all the time. And you probably know somebody like that who's like always happy, but behind the mask they're actually just either a chill individual or heck, even the sad person. We all hear about that meme or those memes where it's like the happiest person or lights that shine the brightest end up being the ones that fade out the quickest. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are like that. And the more we feel forced and obligated to keep that mask on, the more we forget to be ourselves and are reluctant to reveal to be ourselves around other people for the fear of being judged and for the fear of no longer being accepted for being treated as weird and having people go away. So the people that know us as the mass and the just the hype man, just that one person, those just for those two traits that you display on your mask, they never see the depth of what you have underneath of it. And so people end up falling in love or liking all the traits that the mask has over who you actually are as a person. Like you may still be a hype person under the mask, but you're a lot more reasonable. You're a lot more realistic. Like when I have to do this all day with everybody, it's like, hello, friend. I'm always happy to see you, even even when you piss me off. It's just like if I want to be like honestly like I'm a smartass and like I can be an asshole. Like I'll admit I get sarcastic. I don't like taking shit, and I have done it for a long time to where I've just kind of just been the person to just let people walk all over me or just say anything because I just want to just be known as the happy guy. And it's like, fuck that. You disrespect me, then I'm gonna call you out on it. And it took me a while to realize that just letting people do whatever and say whatever, think whatever they want about you, um, because of the mask that you wear, it's not really going to, how should I say it? It's not really going to make you happy in the long run, because at the end of the day, you finish your social activities with your friends, or heck, even a long day at work, you get home and you're like, and then you're just exhausted because it's hard being fake. It's hard. Like sometimes you just want to be nice and you never want to get rude or mean or talk back to anybody just because you know it's a nice person. But in reality, in the back of your head, you're cussing them out because they told you that, oh, you should be doing this. I want you to do this. What you're doing is wrong. And it's like your own way of doing things. And it's like, you in the back of your head, it's like, bitch, don't tell you what to fucking do. like, let me live the way I want. But, and on the outside appearance, your mask will say, like, yeah, I see what you mean by that. That sounds pretty cool. I'll take that into consideration. And I'm not saying like you should, just outright cuss somebody out. Sometimes it's deserved. Honestly, sometimes it is deserved. I will say that, but you gotta think about how worth it is. But it does, like, you still, I feel like, should stand up for yourself and be like, no, I don't agree with you. I think that idea is stupid, or I think I'm just following my way. Thanks for suggesting, but I'm not doing it. Instead, we end up just kind of like pseudo agreeing with them to kind of make them happy with their response and kind of, give them the head like, yeah, I gave her advice. I told her how to run her business, or I told her how to act better. And she's gonna act better based off my advice. It's like, no, I don't agree with you. I don't have to agree with you. My mask does, but I don't. And why should I let the mask determine that? Like, let me give you one great example of somebody being able to be comfortable taking off their mask and just being able to be themselves. I had a friend, or I have a friend, and we were in the car together, and she was like every time like she does anything. I know it's a trauma response, but I'm not gonna mention any names, by the way, but every time she's like a trauma response, like she, like being quiet, she apologizes. Being too excited, she apologizes. Not smiling, she apologizes. And there was just one time where I was just like, all right, like, you don't have to keep talking. You have to force yourself to talk just to, kind of just, keep things lively. It's like, I'm fine just sitting in comfortable silence listening to music. Because having to force yourself to talk all the time and force things out, it wears out your brain. It just wears you out in general. And let me tell you, I heard the biggest fucking sigh of relief. Like, I said, you don't talk to her. Like, really? Thank you. And she's like, and I couldn't help but laugh, because I was just like, you don't have to keep on the mask. You can be yourself. I'm not going to force you to be someone you're not. Because I already know how you are under the mask. There's no shame about it. Like, if you ever get too excited around me, if you're hype, awesome, be hype. There's a song I play that you like, awesome, get hype about that. Don't say sorry. Or whenever like you just want to be quiet, it's like, it's okay to be quiet. Like, nothing to talk about, nothing to talk about. It's just how it is. Like, I like comfortable silence too. And that just goes to show that when you have to pretend to be something you're not, and a lot of times it can be a trauma response too, it does happen, but pretending to be something you're not, or pretending like you have to put on an act to make people happy, really is exhausting. And that's a really good friend of mine. If you're watching, or you happen to be watching and you know who you are, then I hope you're doing great, and definitely understand that being yourself is not a crime. You're a great person. So I feel like having people like that in your life is very important to have, because it makes you realize the value of yourself and what you bring to the table beyond the mask. Like, being able to be unapologetically yourself around people is so much less of a mental burden to deal with. Like, when I don't have to force a smile all the time is so just relieving. Of course, I like to smile, I like to be happy. I do very much like to be positive, but sometimes it's just like, or not even sometimes, so a lot of times it's fucking hard to just simply just be that guy to always be hype or try to like mend the situation or just make people be positive. I want people to be happy, but in reality, it's like nobody is like that 24/7 every other day. Some people just need to just chill, be able to have their resting bitch face and not be said or not be told like, hey, you look sad. It's like resting bitch face, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like we don't have to appease you. Like if we're not like in like a work environment, like we're not obligated to put on that mask to make you happy, and we shouldn't be. We should able to be. We should be able to be naturally happy or naturally comfortable around the people that are important to us, that care about us, that we want to be around. The more we surround ourselves with people that are very like judgmental of you as a person, saying you should just try to smile more, baby. You should try to smile more. You look pretty when you smile. Or people that just make you feel like shit for how you are as a person will put stress on you and make you feel like less confident about yourself because it's like, oh, they don't like this shit about me, so I guess I'll just act like this more to make them like me. And a little disclaimer for the people that don't struggle with that, because there's people that just got it. Like, cool, you are awesome, and I hope you keep that mentality. But I just don't want people saying that like, oh, this video, like, I don't have to do with that issue. Like, good for you. Honestly, good for you. But there are so many people that are not like that, including myself. I'm just not built like that to just be fake or just be fake anymore and just put on an act to make other people happy. Hell, even in like, whether it be a friendship, your family, or relationships, a lot of times we just put on like a lot of acts to just make other people happy. And sometimes there's some situations where we kind of have to, like depending on like how emotionally intense it is. But for the most part, if it has to be all the time, then it's not worth it. It's not. It's not really going to work out well, at least from my experience. It's just exhausting. It's taxing, and it only makes it harder for you. While on outside, like it may seem fine. I'll be fine for a little bit. It's like telling a lie and trying to hold on to it, especially when people start finding out. And it's like the stress just starts getting to you because people are starting to just kind of slowly unwrap the lie, slowly unwrap like who you are. It's like, oh, like people will eventually, maybe down the line, depending on how good as you are at faking it, people may eventually just find out that it's fake and you were actually just kind of just bullshitting the whole time. And it's when we're around people and situations where we have to put on a mask, it just becomes hard to be genuine, especially for people that are genuine people that are forced to not be genuine. Because there are disingenuous people out there, like there just are. But for people who are genuinely good people and just genuine and have to force themselves to not be genuine for the sake of appeasing others, it's just fucking hard. And the more you surround yourself with people that just let you be you, or even just being around yourself and being able to just have the mask off, and the more you're just around that and have people accept that, you'll be able to just feel so much more confident about yourself to the point where you'll be less likely to wear a mask in situations where you don't even have to. Like, if somebody like, starts talking rude to you or something at like a bar or a club or something, and it's gonna go like, oh, you're probably right. It's like, no, like, don't talk to me like that. Get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. Like, cause I like now, like I used to always just like agree with everybody, just kind of just make them go away. Now it's like, you're not gonna disrespect me. You're not going to just say shit like that to me and just expect me to just take it lying down. And this is not to say that if you do have toxic traits that you know about, like some people do have things, like we all need to work on ourselves. We're all not perfect. I'm not gonna pretend I'm perfect. Like I could be with the people that know me well. Like there are some times where I could either be, way too sarcastic or be way too much of a smart ass in situations where I didn't need to be. And I would like think back and self-reflect. And self-reflection is important. I would think back on something I said like to my mom or something like that, where it's like she needed something, but I thought it was very trivial, like a computer thing, and just go like, just Google it and think about, you know what, I really could have said that better. Really could have at least tried to help her, because trying to understand the situation where she's in, it's like understanding where you're toxic and trying to improve that while also understanding what you want to and not want to tolerate in your life. It's definitely a hard balance to come to, but ultimately, if something compromises you from being yourself, then I'd say don't change it unless it's hurting other people, like in a really bad way. And it's hard to make that determination. I'm not gonna make that for you. Like it's really hard to like have that balance. But like honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like it's simple. Just be a good fucking human to yourself and to other people. And being a good human to yourself means like being able to be yourself, especially in situations where you should be able to just be unapologetically yourself. And if you have toxic traits, or damn well, because a lot of times we know damn well like what there's things we do that are just wrong that we just need to fix. Like we know damn well. So a lot of times people try to deny it or just pretend it's like, oh, that'll be alright. That's honestly my catchphrase. It's like, she'll be alright. And it's like sometimes you really have to reevaluate yourself, but at the same time, don't let that reevaluation make you lose yourself as a person. Don't let one like snarky remark you made that sounded a little bit wrong make you change who you are completely as a person, or start putting on a mask to be like, oh man, I can never be myself again. And yeah, like fix your bad traits, but don't let the influence of society and others make you fix the good traits that make you who you are as a person. Because being weird is not necessarily a bad trait. Like think about this, like the friends that you have that you got, did they meet the mask you? Because sometimes you just have to wear a mask when you meet people initially, but did they stay around you because of the mask, or they stay around you because they knew like how weird and quirky you were and just like that? And if so, like don't fix that. Like they like you for a reason, or they're attracted to you for a reason, or they stay around you for a reason. So if you just completely change and be Mr. Normal like how SpongeBob was, you probably not everybody's seen SpongeBob. I gotta really think about my audience. Long story short, this episode where SpongeBob turned into a normal person to make everybody feel better and be less annoyed, and he got tired of it and went back to himself because it's like being fake is hard. How ironic! A SpongeBob episode gives the same message that I'm giving, except probably more entertaining. How about? But at the end of the day, whether you're around people or by yourself, just remember to be unapologetically yourself and work on what you struggle with and what your bad traits are, but keep what's good about you, and hell, even improve it. Anyway, that was a really long detour way of explaining the phase just be yourself, because people won't care about you as much as you need to care about yourself. But with that being said, this is Trent from No Nut Clarity. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.